let's remind ourselves, what the heck makes these asymptotes? If I were to give us y equals 5x squared plus 2x minus 4, you don't have to write this down, over 5x squared minus 3x plus 1. Anyone remember what that horizontal asymptote would be? Yes, Mara. Mara said 1. How'd you get that, Mara? She's like, those exponents matched. 5x squared over 5x squared is just going to get me 1. So we'd have a horizontal asymptote there. So good. Mara, what if it was 15x squared over 5x squared, you guys? 15x squared over 5x squared. 3. You guys down with that? Because 15 over 5 is going to get me 3. We down? Okay. What if it was 5x squared over 15x squared? 1/3 would be my horizontal asymptote. Okay. So this one, I'm going to write it as 1/3. Boop. Okay. Then what if my function looked like this? 5x squared plus 2x minus 4 over 5, I'm just going to do 5, x to the 7th minus 3x plus 1. Yeah, anytime that exponent in the bottom is bigger, my horizontal asymptote is 0 all day. Sound good? I just put my tongue. And then the last one, what if it was 5x to the 7th plus 2x minus 4 over 5x minus 3? What if the exponent in the top is bigger? There is no horizontal asymptote. Very good. So with that being said, let's try this number 4 up here. Guys, the first thing that we would try to do is factor. Can we take anything out of that top? Oh yeah, we're on page 24 in the notes. Can we factor anything out of there? No, let's go do those vertical asymptotes, y'all. Vertical asymptote. Maybe you need to write yourself a reminder. That's when the denominator is 0. When is this denominator going to be 0? When 0. You're like, when is my denominator, which is x, going to equal 0? It's staring us in the face. X is 0. You guys, let's go put that on our graph. X is 0, vertical asymptote, ding, 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 ding. Did we already put that? Oh, yeah. That there is none because my exponent is bigger on the top. Very good. There is none, or you might write does not exist. We don't have to draw anything on our graph for that. X-intercept, that's when my y is 0. What are we really going to plug equals to 0 over here? Both the top and the bottom, or just the top? Just the top, y'all. I'm just going to say 0 equals 5x squared plus 3. We haven't done this part yet, have we, Bri? Okay. Subtract that 3. Divide by that 5. What are we going to get? Do we know what the square root of -3/5 is? I sure don't. Do we care what it is because it's imaginary? I sure don't. We don't have to worry about it. So you guys, we don't have to worry about any imaginary numbers this year, next year, or in Calc 1 or Calc 2 with Meister. You do need to worry about them for the ACT, SAT. So as you're working on some practice problems and you come across them and you're like, I don't remember, bring it in, and I'm happy to talk you through it, but you're not going to see it in Honors Pre-Calc, AP Calc, or Calc 1 or 2 with Meister. Cray, cray. Hand it. You're welcome. Okay. Y-intercepts. That's when my x is 0. If I plug in a 0 for x here and here, what would I get? Over 0. Am I allowed to do that? No. So guess what? We don't have much to put on this graph. This is literally all we have. So you guys, let's go to our graphing calculators and see what the heck this looks like. Nothing to put on the graph. There's not much. What I would do, hey, is I would just say, all right, we got something. And I would say I got to hug this vertical asymptote here. And then I just have to draw this little blub over there. And then I'm going to draw this little blub over there. And I'm going to call it a day. Hayden, if yours does not look just like mine, couldn't care less, right? It just cannot cross that y-axis, cannot cross that x-axis, and it just has to have that general shape. Sound good, my friends? Okay. You guys, let's go take a peek. I know we've done most of the work on 5 and 6. Have we not done most of the work over here? We did all the work, right? And so here's what I'm looking at for number 5. You guys, yesterday we said that there's a horizontal asymptote at 1. How do we get a horizontal asymptote at 1 there? 1x squared over 1x squared is going to get us 1. You guys, let's go put that in our picture. Y equals 1 is going to be a horizontal asymptote at 1. Everything else should be drawn in there. We should have a hole drawn in, an x-intercept, a y-intercept, and our vertical asymptote. Just like my girl Mara does. Now, we're going to go to our calculator. We're going to type in this original graph. I want you to go type in this original function, and we're going to see if our little blueprint matches it. So I'm going to go to my y equals screen. I'm going to go type in x squared plus 4x plus 3 over x squared plus x minus 6. Does this look like it follows the little scaffolding that we've built in there? Does it look like it follows a horizontal asymptote at 1? I'd say so. Does it show the hole? It doesn't. That's where our calculator is really a pain. But do you guys agree? I'm going to put mine in, I might put mine in white against this paper, that their graph follows that horizontal asymptote. We need to go through the hole, and then do you agree it looks like we have a y-intercept, an x-intercept of -1, a y-intercept of -1/2-ish, it looks like, and that's what Mara had already here. So you guys, we're going to use what we put on our graph to draw this exact graph. Lawyer, you got that? So I'm going to use what I have. I'm going to make sure that I go through Mara's x-intercept and y-intercept. I'm going to go through Mara's this hole here, and then I'm just going to follow those asymptotes, people. Then you agree I still have this right here? Whoosh. This little part? Whoosh. Do we have space for that little part over here? Yeah, Tuck, I'm just going to go say, I'm going to follow this vertical asymptote, and I'm going to follow this horizontal asymptote. Maybe Tucker's will be, let me give an example, like maybe Tucker's goes a little bit further down that. It doesn't matter. Is it following the general shape? We're good. Does that sound good? So all of this work is getting us the scaffolding to then use our calculator and just kind of verify we've done the right thing. Sound good? Let's go to number 6 then. On number 6, what we found yesterday was my horizontal asymptote was 0. Does anyone remember how we got that? What would I have up top as my biggest exponent? X squared. What would I have on the bottom as my biggest exponent? X cubed. Anytime that denominator exponent's bigger, y equals 0. Let's go put that in our picture. Boop, 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 boop. Y equals 0. Boop, 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 boop. Then I'm going to go to my graphing calculator because I've put everything else on there. I'm going to graph that original function, which was x minus 4, x plus 1 over x minus 4, x minus 2. And I'm going to double check that we think all of these scaffolding are what we need to draw this graph. So when I look at the graph of it, we had drawn in at x-intercept of -1, 0. We've got these vertical asymptotes, and I've got a hole. And Mara also said that we have no y-intercept. And if you ask me, this graph is not intersecting that y-axis, so I dig it. I dig it. So you guys, at this point, we just want to sketch this graph, we want to sketch this graph on our picture. Does it make sense that we're going to hug this vertical asymptote, cross through that x-axis, and then hug the horizontal asymptote from the bottom of it? Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. So I'm going to go say, all right, I'm going to make my graph a little fatter, and I'm going to hug, then I'm going to cross through, and then I'm going to hug from the bottom. Then you guys, do you agree we got this little whoopty-swoopty right here? Whoop. Does it cross that x-axis? It doesn't. So I'm just going to go, whoop. I'm just going to hug each of the vertical asymptotes. And then over here, I don't have any x. Oh, this one did show the hole. Mine showed the hole. Oh, I thought it did. I thought it did. It didn't. You're right. But we know that there's a hole. So I'm going to go ahead, follow that asymptote. I'm going to go over the hole, like skip over it. And now I've got a nice graph. Fink, you down with that? Okay.